Hi Happy Crafters, how are you all? Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon, and thank you for remembering that the shows are Monday and Wednesday 4 p.m. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Toni and I'm a guest presenter over on Create and Craft TV, and whilst I'm on that subject I will be on the big screen tomorrow at 8 o'clock, so don't forget to click record if you're going to be working. There are going to be some knockout deals and some knockout prices, and it's our way of just saying thank you for the best of 2018 and thank you for voting for us as basically the viewer's choice, which is amazing, so thank you very much. I love to do anything arty, play, card making, and just get involved in anything that inspires me to do more, inspires others, and just enjoy it, you know, take you away from day-to-day life. So today's studio is going to show you a couple of products that we're going to be launching in a couple of days, and we're going to make some lovely cards as well. Before I go straight into anything else, please don't forget to click the subscribe button if you're watching over on YouTube. The more subscribers the better, it means more people are getting more out of what I'm doing. And if you're on Facebook, don't forget to comment, because that's the place where you could potentially win one of my cards that I make in studio. So after live studio I'll post the pictures, and if you comment you can maybe say which ones you like the best. Did you pick up a new technique, or is it something you've done before? Post your makes, that would be amazing. So the first thing I'm going to show you today is this lovely little Sidekick bag. So if you remember, about 6 to 8 months ago we launched our large bags. They were greatly received and we were asked for more products within the range. So this is the second item within the range, so it actually coordinates with what you've probably already got. So the fabulous thing about this is it goes around your waist. So if you're like me and you're a crafter on the go and you've just got no space on your desk and you just need something quick and easy to get your hands on, this is where you need to be. So everything we are showing you is going to be available on Create and Craft. It's also available on our website. All you need to do is pop FBL in the search engine and it will bring it all up. So whichever suits you, if you are a Create and Craft Club member, the discounts on there, you know, they do some fabulous prices now with our products, so don't forget to check it out wherever you are. And this is going to be launching on Create and Craft in a week or so. So let's just quickly talk you through. I don't want to waste the airtime talking about it because it is amazing, and you'll see why it's amazing because I'm going to put it on throughout the course of this show. So basically it comes with a large strap with a click end on there, so it's really durable. It goes right up to waist of 42 inch, so that's quite big. However, we have got extended belts for people who may be a little bit larger, and they go right up to a 50-inch waist. So don't be concerned about the belt size. If it's not the right size, just email us and we'll swap you out for a larger belt. It's not a problem at all. So basically it comes with detachable pockets inside, so you can take them in or take them out, and it comes with all the pockets around the edge. So if you like to paint, or you like to colour, you like an ink pad, some double-sided tape, scissors, a paintbrush, and you like to put your hands on those straight away, this is where it needs to be. So as you can see here, it's got the pockets around the front. Everything's been made to size as it was with the bag, so nothing falls out, okay? It's at the right height for a pen, a pencil, a ruler. So when you see this on, if you lean forward when you're working, nothing falls out. And if you get down on the floor and do something, the bag is weighted at the bottom, so it holds all your items in. It doesn't tip forward, it holds the weight at the bottom. So if you go forward, the bag goes forward with you. It's absolutely genius. It's the wipeable material as it was last time, and these two pockets in here are detachable, so you can remove them. So this is the blue one and the yellow one, but we also have the pink one as well. So you can see this here. So this is it flat. So when you get it home, it has its detachable pockets inside there. All you need to do is construct them however suits you. So if you just want one pocket in there, just pop one insert. If you want two in there like me, you can do that. Okay, so what happens here comes within its belt and it's looped at the back. Once you click it into place, what I do is I click it around my waist like so, and I move the bag around to the clip and put the clip underneath this little arch here. What happens is that stops the clip from digging into your side, into your back, wherever you're going to be wearing it. So I'm not going to waste any more time on it. You can get it over on Create and Craft, and you can get it on our website. So if you do like it and you like the coordination with your large bag, then it's a great starter. Also, before you go, if you make it really, really small, it does clip onto your large bag as well, so it's an extension of your large bag. So that's what I've been doing when I've been going to Create and Craft. I've made the handle smaller and I've attached it to my large bag. It's been amazing. So let's just pop this one out of the way. I'll just pop this one on. So it looks like I've done co-ord today with the jumper, doesn't it? Looks quite good. It wasn't intentional. So I pop it on and I twist this buckle here and I pop the buckle in there like so. So it's all ready to go. And I have it just here on my right hand because it's my right hand that I use and grab all my products on there. So I'm happy to go now. So let's move on to our next product. So we have a brand new stamp and die. This was made up a long time ago. We've just been waiting for the opportunity to give it to you basically. So what we've got is a stamp and a coordinating die. So it's a lovely peony. It comes with the separates. It comes with your outline. The great thing about this stamp set is my favourite, which I put it in here, is this chunky sentiment. It's huge. So someone like you deserves every happiness, not only on your birthday, but every day of the year. These are also huge as well. They fit a 5x7 card perfectly. And the added bonus is you get your coordinating outline as well. So I'm going to show you a couple of demonstrations using this one. This one is on TV on Sunday, and I've got a going on Sunday, so this is going to be incorporated in there with many other things. So I'm just going to do a 2-card demonstration. So don't forget to comment, don't forget to say which technique you like the best, and you may be in with a chance to win one of our cards. So let's crack on. So I'm just going to get my Eureka and my mat. So just get my glass mat here, and I'll get my Eureka. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp a few of the flower heads here. I don't have many samples for this one, unfortunately, as they are all at TV. So I'll just grab some white cardstock. And I'm just going to hold it in my Eureka. I'm just going to show you how lovely they're stamped. So let's go ahead and get some of these elements stamped. So I'm just going to place them face down onto my cardstock. So we have a closed peony, the next stage, half open, and then in bloom. So we'll just cut out a couple of the elements because I've already done some ahead of time. And we'll do these ones in black. Now these are pretty huge. They're not your standard small ones, and there's not lots of elements within here. The focal point is these 5 parts, and they are quite big. So it's not for the faint-hearted. So I'm just going to ink this one up with a black ink pad. I am going to watercolour, so I am using Versafine, which is a waterproof ink. So I'm just going to ink this one up. Stamp this one out. So I just need to stamp it the once because that's stamped absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through my snap. Just make sure this piece of card isn't bigger. No, it's not. Perfect. So I'm just going to pop this on here. I'm just going to die cut these elements. So from the coordinating set, which they are outline dies, just going to pop on the little pieces that I need. Make sure I get them around the right one. So I'm just going to hold them in place with a bit of tape. Now just be mindful, today, earlier when I was prepping, I did use this tape and it completely tore every image, so just be mindful of the fact that if you are using masking tape for artwork, which is traditionally for painting, that you're just a little bit more careful because it will tear. I am sticking on my jumper just to get rid of a little bit of the stick, and make sure your dies are the right way. So I'm just going to run that through. And we're just going to do a pretty simplistic card for the first card, and then the second one is going to go into more detail. So the first card is potentially for somebody who maybe is just starting out as a crafter, just trying new things, experimenting. Maybe you've just got into stamping. This would be a lovely card to start with. But you might already have something in your stash. If you've got something similar to this, there's lots of stamps out there and outline dies that maybe you could create the same thing. Don't think I'm going to switch off just because you have to get these products. That is not the case. Okay, so just check out your stash, see if you've got something that maybe would work. If you like this, then you can obviously buy this, but you know, don't switch off if you're thinking you need to buy, because you don't. I would say though the Sidekick bag is a must. It's absolutely gorgeous and I absolutely love it. Something completely different, and you can also attach a little cloth. You can put a little cloth through the loop, so if you are a messy crafter, need to put your hands straight on a cloth, microfiber cloth to clean your desk, it's all to hand. Or if you like Marilyn off my design team, she said she would put all her cleaning products in it and go and clean the house, which is funny. So let's just move this out of the way for now. So we are going back to some of our earlier products. I'm just going to use some of my reinkers. This is how I house my reinkers. I've just got them in an open top plastic box, and we're just going to do a traditional cut card. Now, for those of you who are probably thinking, I can't paint for toffee, this is an alternative, and it's just basically dipping. Let's just get a colour. So let's go for orange, because this is going to be mounted onto craft card, and orange and craft work really well together. So I'm just going to pop a little bit on my mat here. Let's go for orange first. I'm just going to spray it with a little bit of water, like so. So I'm just going to dip my cardstock straight in. I'm just going to spray it a little bit more. So if you like the artistic look, brilliant. So dip your cardstock in, set it aside. I'm going to put a bit more water in there. See how, oh, so we've got 3 there going on. So let's maybe go with 1 more. So if you wanted to be a bit arty, you could dip it in the more pigmented colour there, so you get a bit of darkness at the bottom. But honestly, there is no right and wrong way, and however you do it, when you've arranged it on your card, it will look amazing. So normally I wouldn't waste that ink, but for the purpose of this and moving on to the next stage, I'm going to have to clean it up because I don't want it to contaminate my next colour. So this time I'm going to go back to the reinkers. There's a whole course of colours, and you've all probably already got these, but basically they are just a watercolour ink, so you can use your Gossip, you could use your glitter sparkle pens. All you need to do is pop a little on your mat and dilute it down. See how I've left some white spaces? White spaces do look really cool. Just dilute that down a little bit more. There we go. So we're ready to go then. So this is just a basic card. We'll construct it really quickly. Just gonna dry those off so I don't get any mess on my artwork. So has anybody else set themselves a new craft challenge to try something new this year? Step out your comfort zone and try something new maybe. There we go. Right, so ahead of time, I have a top folding note card. These are available on the website. They are also available over on Create and Craft as well. I'm just gonna, I have this piece of square card with the stitch detail around there, and I'm just gonna stick this direct onto here. Now I am just gonna stick that flat. So, just felt great there just to get the glue straight out of my hip bag, and I'll pop it straight in. Everything in my hip bag now has a place, so I know where everything is. And again, it's just down to memory. You know, when you put your things away, you know where you've put things. That's how it feels with this bag. It's really lovely. A few of the guests over on Create and Craft have got theirs. I'm excited to see when they're going to wear them. Just stuck that there, make sure it's straight. There we go. So from this stamp set, the thing that I love the most is sentiments. I love sentiments, particularly big sentiments. So I'm just going to pop this straight in the centre here, but before I stamp it out, I'm going to arrange how this is going to fall so that I don't come to put these on and realise I've stamped my sentiment in the wrong place. Is it too high? Is it too low? So take your time with it and play with it. So we'll start with the largest first, and don't forget you can stick some flat and some raised. So I'm just going to give myself an idea of where I need everything to go. Now, just because I've done all these die cuts does not mean I have to use them. They can always be used at an alternative date. So if you do use our top folded note cards, if you do overhang like that, don't worry about it. The envelopes are slightly bigger. So, you know, you're not limiting yourself. You don't have to stay within the card. Right, I've got an idea what I'm going to do there. So first off, I'm going to put a pad right behind the big one. And I always start with my first one with a pad and build around. I don't know why, it's just how I work. But I always start my first one with a pad. So I'm going to stick my first one down with a pad. You can also give it dimension if you want to. And then the leaves are going to go in tucked in behind. So I'm just going to use some, this is Pin Flare book binding glue. So whatever glue you've got at home, I'm going to stick that in there. This one I'm going to stick flat. This one I'm going to also stick flat. You don't have to be a flower arranger to know where to put things. Just have a go, really. So, and don't be afraid to put leaves on top of things as well. You know, if you've put that down, you can cover it. So let's just see how that looks. Yep, so I'm just going to stick that direct in. There we go. Now I could use this one and extend it if you wanted to. Pop it, maybe pop it inside so it finishes the card inside. You know, it won't go to waste either way. So let's get the trusted Eureka. Now, because the flowers are so nice, I'm not going to stamp the sentiment in black. I'm going to stamp it in grey. Now, you probably won't see much of a difference on the camera, but I want the sentiments just to be a little bit more subtle. This sentiment you will use across the board. So for the sentiment then, I've just got this grey Memento ink pad here. I'm just going to do it one more time. We have such a simplistic, little to no effort. These cards are quick cards, and the sentiment says it all basically, doesn't it? So you could embellish, you could make it as big or as small as you wanted. It's entirely up to you. So that's card number one, and that's for somebody who's maybe got no experience in maybe stamping, die cutting, colouring. There is absolutely no colouring technique within there. You just drop the cardstock into the ink onto your table, and that's the result you get. So give it a try. I encourage everybody to just try. If you do try it and you don't like it, it's a bit of card, it can go in the bin, can't it? So that's card number one. So let's move straight on to card number two, which is a little bit more, should we say, a bit more detailed. I won't say difficult, because, you know, things are only difficult if you give in, and I never give in. So let's just move all this out of the way. So for my next card, I've got a piece of card again. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of a wash on here. You know, I'm a fan of creating depth in cards, so I'm going to put a wash on the back. Nearly got caught taking a drink of my coffee then. So let's do a wash. So I'm going to go for pink this time. Just going to give it a really good shake. And to start off with, when you do background washes, you're probably thinking it looks really ugly, and they do, but it doesn't come together well till the very end. So I'm just going to pop some pink on here, look. I'm just going to spray it with some water. Now I want it quite watery. So I'm also going to spray the little area as well. Just missed it. And I just have my paintbrush here, and I'm just going to drop some colour in here. Remember, watercolouring dries back way lighter than when you traditionally put it down. So just drop the colour in. Now you can take it right to the edge if you want to, in this corner, so it looks like it's creeping from the corner. You can just drop it in. If you want to spray it, you can spray it so it gets rid of the harsh edge. Let it do whatever it needs to do. Drop more colour in if you want to. Make it intense, drop some darker colour. Just go with it. Okay, I'm going to just leave that one. So I'm just going to clean my door. I hate wasting ink. So I'm just going to dry that one off. So I have like a textured background, but this is not going to be the focal point of the card, so I'm not overly concerned that it doesn't look great. So I've got my background wash there. So I'm just going to go here. I'm just going to turn my Eureka over and use the back side. I'm just going to pop my thing on here. So I have a ruler and I have a dark coloured Copic marker. So I have a chisel or a brush, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to put some lines of colour in here. So I'm going to create some instant dimension. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my ruler. I'm just going to put a dark line in here, look. So we're going with the pink and grey theme. So this is a dark grey marker. I have done this technique before and it is incorporated in some of our other videos. So I encourage you to go check out other videos because it's using different products. So you can make this as thick or as thin as you like. So there's one line. Looks like I've cut it in half on there, doesn't it? So I'm just going to do, we'll do another one. And then we'll do just a one-liner. We'll do another one-liner. And we'll do one. So just random, I'm not even giving it thought as to how it's going to look, as in symmetrical, is it? I'm not sure, but I just need it to be quite easy on the eye. Like so. So I think, you see there? I'll just tidy these up a little bit, take them right to the edge. There we go, so I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some paper. We're just going to make this look a little bit more arty. So I'm just going to pop it on there like so. And I'm just going to get the pink ink that we used. I'm just going to blob some on my mat there. Just going to pick some up with a wet brush. So the technique I use, you can do it off the edge of your finger, you can do it on the end of your finger, or you can use your abstract brush, whatever suits you. So if you like big and bold ones, you do it higher. If you like little and small, you do your brush lower. Okay, so you just do it first, see what happens. If you like it, keep going. If you don't, try something else, lift your hand higher. So I'm wanting some big ones on there as well, so I am going to put them in myself. So if I've got something I wanted to hide, if I had like a blob I really didn't like, I would put a splatter on it. Just clean that away. And I'm also, to keep it in contrast with what's going on, I'm also going to get grey and do some grey ones as well. I'm just going to give this a really good shake. And I'll leave it at that. So I'm just going to dry that off. So as you can see, as we're drying it off, because I'm using a heat tool, it burns the pigment, so you automatically get a lighter colour. But traditionally in watercolour anyway, you always will get a lighter colour. So if you put it down and you think it's quite dark, it probably will dry back 2 shades lighter. So that's just something for you to be mindful of. You know, if you don't do it dark enough, you can always build on it as well. So do what suits you. If you're a pale and simplistic crafter, and do it quite light, but if you're bold and bright and beautiful, then you can do that as well, you know. There we go. So ahead of time, what I did, oh I can't believe I've just wiped that ink up, I need it. I hate waste. So ahead of time, I already cut some of the, because you've seen me stamp and you've seen me dye them, so you know how they work. And ahead of time I did a pink one here, but a little bit different. So if you're wanting to take maybe a little bit of practicing and playing a little bit more than just dipping your cardstock into ink, maybe try this little technique. So you're not going to turn into an artist overnight, don't put pressure on yourself. So what I did with these is I wet my brush and I just picked up some of the pink with the water and I did a wash all over, like so. So in it all over. And then what I did is the darker part on this side, I picked some of the darker part up and I dropped it into the area where I thought it would be darker. So at the base of petals, where one petal sits on the next, it would naturally be darker. And what happens is, because it's pre-wet, the water just takes it where it wants, and it naturally looks like light and shade, and it naturally looks like you've left white spaces because of the wash. Can we see there? So you instantly get light and shade. It's pretty awesome, really. So going from first card to dipping it in the ink to this, so it's like another stage up. So, you know, do what you're comfortable with. There is no right or wrong. So I've done a light wash all over, then I picked up some of the darker ink and I just dropped the darker ink into the areas where I thought the petals might be darker. And the water in there just naturally carries it. There we go, can we see that? So I'm just going to just move that one out of the way because that doesn't quite fit with our project. So I did the same with the berry. Let's just do these ones now. In fact, take that back. Because we are in the pink and grey theme, the leaves are going to be grey as well. Let's keep it all coordinating just for a change. So dilute some of the grey back, paint it on as a wash, and then the dark part, I'm just going to drop it in maybe on that vein. Just let it do what it wants. So all over with a light wash, wet brush, darker colour, just drop it in, like so. So I'm just going to dry these off without blowing them all over. Now just be mindful, I'm doing this on the lid of my Eureka. As long as you're not holding it in one place at intense heat, you should be absolutely fine. Just bear in mind it is plastic, and if you melt it, it's because you've held it in place too long in the same place, position in the same place. So let's get this card constructed. Just give this door a quick clean. So before I do that, as I did before, I am going to position where I'm going to put this. So within the set we have another lovely sentiment, which again is huge. So let's just see if we can incorporate it onto here. So we've got big birthday wishes, how beautiful life is when you're in the world, one of my favourite sentiments, but it's in a different font this time. So if you liked the other one, you are going to love this one. So we could pop it there and do the creeper across the bottom, but I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I'll show you what I mean. So let's just go ahead and see where it's taking us. I've lost some of my leaves, there they are. So I need something quite small for here, and I'm just going to look to my left from see what I have with me. See if I can find one. Okay, so we have this one here. Let's see if there's anything on here. Make today a happy day, and this is from one of our deco plate collections. I'll just hold that against a piece of white card because you probably have already got this one. This is this one, and I'm going to use make today a happy day. So let's just move this out of the way. No, I'm not going to do that. What I will do is I will add the sentiment after the show because I really don't want to ruin the card, and I know whoever gets it, it will frustrate me if it's not right. So let's go ahead and get this card mounted. So I have a black top folding note card here, and I'm just going to stick this one flat again. Now you could 3D it with your pads if you like built up cards. I'm quite a flat card, one layer card girl, but it's down to your own preference. Make sure it's super straight. Just hold it in place for a second. There we go, it's adhered now. It's grabbed, should we say. Right, so let's go ahead and make this card. So again, I'm going to start with one of the large ones, and I'm going to go with a pad. We'll start here, and then let's see where we need to be. I think I'll leave it at that one. I don't think we need this one. I think we would be absolutely ruining it if we added this one. Do we think? No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. So we've added that one, so we just need to take this one out. So if you wanted to do double pad on the first one and single pad and then down to flat, you can do that also. And to finish, I would add some Scintillate glue places, but that's it for that second one. I hope you like that one. It's got some great dimension and gives your card a lovely artistic finish. So 2 fabulous cards, 2 completely different looks really. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorials. I will pop a sentiment on this one, so the lucky winner will receive it with something on there. And if you have got these products or something similar at home, you know, you can use whatever you've got, as long as you've picked up some inspiration. Maybe you've picked up one technique, maybe you've already done it before and it's something you've been doing for a while and you do it really, really well. That's also brilliant as well. So I'm on Create and Craft tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm on Create and Craft on Sunday. But as always, our studio's Monday, Wednesday, 4 p.m. I hope you have a lovely evening, whatever you're doing. Stay safe, stay cosy, and I'll see you all later. Take care. Bye.